Ooh, all right. This video has been a long time coming. I contemplated on whether I should actually make a video or not, and I decided I'm gonna make one. So this is why I quit teaching. Let's get into this. All right. To start, I want to say that I am taking a break. I do not know how long this break will last, but I needed a brief hiatus from teaching. So a few reasons why I resigned, and I narrowed it down to like the top 3, and then I'll kind of break into different parts as we get there. But the biggest reason was for my health. The abundance of work that continuously piled up year after year, and the utter lack of concern and care from people that are the higher ups. I'm gonna be looking down a lot, not trying to be rude to my audience, but I did write things out, so hopefully I don't ramble on too much because I don't want this video to be too long. But if you see me looking down, it's because I'm looking at my notes. The catalyst for my departure was a visit to my doctor. My stress level was constantly rising from the job. I remember calling and talking to my mom on the daily about the things that were happening. This was all pre-pandemic. Back to my doctor visit. He wanted to see me in 6 months versus a year like normal. So these alarm bells were going off in my head. And I really took it as a sign. I was like, you know what? I need to work on my physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual health. If I don't do it, I felt like I was going to have an early grave. And I just didn't want that. I went through so many withdrawals, and I love my students. I don't care how many rough days I had in the classroom, I still love my students. They're the reason that I was there. Oh my goodness. This is harder to get through than I thought. Anyway, it's during this time after the doctor's office, I was like, you know what? If I die, they're not going to care about me. They're going to be on to the next. Like, they should go on to the next. But then, you know, I'll be dead. And what have I achieved in this world? And please know that I appreciate you students, that you know who you are. I'm gonna cry. Okay, the next reason that contributed to my decision is the pile of work. I'm not gonna stay on this topic for too long because it honestly makes me very, very angry. I spent 8 years in the classroom. 7 of those years I spent pushing a cart, moving from room to room because there was no room for me. It was dreadful. The best thing that came out of that, because I'm definitely probably like a not even a glass half full, probably a glass all full type of person. I'm gonna try to see the good in things, and I'm gonna try to walk away with some type of growth despite whatever it is. I just have that type of growth mindset, which I feel like it's a two-edged sword, honestly. But the best thing that came out of that was I got to meet teachers that I never would have gotten to meet, and I got to see students in the hallway. So those were good things that came out of pushing that cart and being on that cart. And I said all that because not to be like, oh, I need special treatment or something like that. I'm not asking for that. I've worked hard for everything that I have. I haven't been handed anything. So I'm not asking for any special treatment or any handouts. I was asking for grace. Ooh. But during like the first several years, it's really a lot. You have observations, lots of them. You have to make student learning objectives, teacher growth plans. You have professional learning committees. Lots of meetings that could very easily be an email, professional development days, IEP meetings that seem to go to the same teachers week after week. On top of that, there's the hall duty, the bulletin boards, which I like a good bulletin board. That's not really an issue, but we have so much other stuff that we have to do. And then the small amount of plan time you get isn't enough to get everything done. During the plan, you're supposed to use that time to call parents or email parents, have conferences with students if you need to, grade work, do your planning. There's not enough time. That 50 minutes is not enough time to get a whole chunk of stuff done when you have so much pile on your plate. So I'm gonna end that section, but it was just the sheer amount of work. It was just large, copious amounts of work, and you learn how to manage it. Some manage it better than others, and some teachers don't really manage it at all, and it's concerning too. The final reason is a lack of concern. There's a lot of money that's spent on education. I know so many teachers that work multiple jobs, myself included, to make ends meet. There was just a lack of teacher support by the district office and board members and even parents to the toxic positivity that was just within the building. So the entire 8 years that I was teaching, I was the only Black certified teacher there. It shouldn't matter, right? You would think, we're in 2021. I started teaching in 2013, the fall of 2013. So we're in the 2000s. It shouldn't be an issue. Well, it was an issue for many people. I had to constantly deal with microaggressions, not only from students, but also from colleagues. I was called the N-word. The admin actually handled that very quickly, but I dealt with being bullied and a host of other things. And I'm not talking about by a student. I'm talking about people that are colleagues, like whole adults. And don't get it twisted. I absolutely know how to advocate for myself. And I did it at times. I learned how to pick my battles. I don't pick every battle, but there's some battles I did pick, and I did go and talk, and I did try to get things to stop, and they didn't stop. During the first 5 years teaching there, I've never really told a lot of people this, but I was in a really dark place. I would definitely put on a face, put on a show for my students because I love my students, and a lot of them love me, and I saw that by the things that I went through. I saw their love and their care and their concerns. I was so disgusted with adults, because if this child can show this love and this concern, why can't you? But I remember thinking, oh my gosh, regularly, how if I was not in this world, like, life would be so much better for everybody. Clearly I'm not a good fit here. Why is this even happening? Like, I realized that there's probably a lesson in everything, right? There's a lesson in everything. And I have that mentality. I'm like, there's something here that I'm going to learn. And maybe someday I can help somebody else, Maybe I can help somebody else. So I was like, just keep going on. And I hadn't experienced darkness and being that low in my life since a few years earlier, after experiencing a really traumatic time in my life, which that's another video for another time. This has been an emotional roller coaster. I want to end by saying that I still love teaching, and I'm constantly posting teaching tips and cooking videos on all my socials. And a lot of times I do that for my students. I have students that follow me, and I put those videos out just to be like, hey student, I'm still here for you. I know we don't get to see each other every day, and I know it's different, but I'm here for you. I hope that this hiatus will allow me the time that I need to figure out how to do things differently at the next place that I work. If you took the time to watch this video, because I think it's pretty long, I want to say hey. Thank you. You can follow me if you want on here, on all my socials. If you're in a situation and you just need someone to talk to, please reach out. I have plenty of resources, or we can become online friends. You don't have to go through anything alone, and you're never alone. Please take care of yourself. I will take care of myself. There is only one you. You are worthy of love and good things. You do not have to settle for less. I hope to see you next time. Bye.